court filing reveals how the 2004 Ohio presidential election was hacked. Monday, July 25, 2011 by Bob Breitapes, The Free Press Vertical Line Report. Thomas Ruda, of the Hispanic Republican Club of Cleveland, the poll challenger, monitors voting at a polling site in Cleveland on Election Day, Tuesday, November 2, 2004. Photo, Andrea Mullen / The New York Times. A new filing in the King Lincoln Bronzeville v. Blackwell case includes a copy of the Ohio Secretary of State election production system configuration that was in use in Ohio's 2004 presidential election when there was a sudden and unexpected shift in votes for George W. Bush. The filing also includes the revealing deposition of the late Michael Connell. Connell served as the IT guru for the Bush family and Karl Rove. Connell ran the private IT firm GovTech that created the controversial system that transferred Ohio's vote count late on election night 2004 to a partisan Republican server site in Chattanooga, Tennessee, owned by Smartech. That is when the vote shift happened, not predicted by the exit polls, that led to Bush's unexpected victory. Connell died a month and a half after giving this deposition in a suspicious small plane crash. Additionally, the filing contains the contract signed between then Ohio Secretary of State J. Kenneth Blackwell and Connell's company, GovTech Solutions. Also included that contract a graphic architectural map of the Secretary of State's election night server layout system. Clint Arnebeck, lead attorney in the King Lincoln case, exchanged emails with ID security expert Stephen Spoonamore. Arnebeck asked Spoonamore whether or not Smartech had the capability to input data and thus alter the results of Ohio's 2004 election. Spoonamore responded, yes. They would have had data input capacities. The system might have been set up to lock which source generated the data but probably did not. Spoonamore explained that Smartech have full access and could change things when and if they want. Arnebeck specifically asked could this be done using whatever bypass techniques Connell developed for the web hosting function. Spoonamore replied yes. Spoonamore concluded from the architectural maps of the Ohio 2004 election reporting system that Smartech was a man in the middle. In my opinion, they were not designed as a mirror, they were designed specifically to be a man in the middle. A man in the middle is a deliberate computer hacking setup, which allows a third party to sit in between computer transmissions and illegally alter the data. The mirror site, by contrast, is designed as a backup site in case the main computer configuration fails. Spoonamore claims that he confronted then Secretary of State Blackwell at a Secretary of State IT conference in Boston where he was giving a seminar in data security. Blackwell freezed and refused to speak to me when I confronted him about it. Long before I met you, he wrote to Arnebeck. On December 14, 2007, then Secretary of State Jennifer Brunner, who replaced Blackwell, released her evaluation and validation of election-related equipment, standards and testing Everest study which found that touch-screen voting machines were vulnerable to hacking with relative ease. Until now, the architectural maps and contracts from the Ohio 2004 election were never made public, which may indicate that the entire system was designed for fraud. In a previous sworn affidavit to the court, Spoonamore declared, the Smartech system was set up precisely as a kingpin computer used in criminal acts against banking or credit card processes and had the needed level of access to both county tabulators and Secretary of State computers to allow whoever was running Smartech computers to decide the output of the county tabulators under its control. Spoonamore also swore that the architecture further confirms how this election was stolen. The computer system and Smartech had the correct placement, connectivity, and computer experts necessary to change the election in any manner desired by the controllers of the Smartech computers. Project Censored named the outsourcing of Ohio's 2004 election votes to Smartech in Chattanooga, Tennessee to a company owned by Republican partisans as one of the most censored stories in the world. In the Connell deposition, plaintiff's attorneys questioned Connell regarding GWB43, the website that was lit on election night operating out of the White House and tied directly into Smartech's server stacks in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which contained Ohio's 2004 presidential election results. The transfer of the vote count to Smartech in Chattanooga, Tennessee remains a mystery. This would have only happened if there was a complete failure of the Ohio computer election system. Connell swore under oath that, to the best of my knowledge, it was not a failover case scenario or it was not the failover situation. Bob Magnott, the state ID specialist for the Secretary of State during the 2004 election, agreed that there was no failover scenario. Magnott said he was unexpectedly sent home at 9 p.m. on election night and private contractors ran the system for Blackwell. The architectural maps, contracts, and slew of more emails, along with the history of Connell's partisan activities, shed new light on how easy it was to hack the 2004 Ohio presidential election.